this. I've been waiting for something like this for so long. You know, we all have those lights, you know, the portable shop lights. You got to plug them in, and they're great. Plug them in. They're burned super hot because they use regular incandescent bulbs, and you got to replace that bulb all the time. But we love them. Finally, somebody has come along with a rechargeable light that has about 50 times the brightness of those lights. And get this, it has 3 levels of power. On full power, this will give you 3.5 hours on a charge of super bright light. I've never heard that before. Normally, you're lucky if you get 30 minutes on something like that. I mean, think about the rechargeable, you know, trimmers and all that stuff. You get 30 minutes. This is 3.5 hours of full power. You get up to 10 hours if you put it on the low power, the power saver. 6.5 hours on the medium. That's ridiculous. So I'm thinking right now, okay, power failure. You imagine having light for 10 hours in a power failure? I don't know, a flashlight that's going to last you 10 hours, and you recharge it and you use it over and over and over again. I want Peter to come right out. My buddy, happy early Father's Day. Look at this. You know, you showed me this earlier, and I was like, turn it off. It's too.
I know. I was lighting up the whole green room area.
Rob's going to have the lights turned down for us, and I will tell you, this is going to just, I have a feeling this is going to sell out, because this is something
very cool light.
Tell me, you as a dad, because even like Rob, our producer, he's up there, and Rob's like, dude, I got to get, every dad wants something like, why are we impressed with powerful light, Peter?
I mean, you know, it's something that we are going to need, and I agree.
So awesome.
That no matter how many cool lights you've had some really neat flashlights, but this is amazing. The technology is amazing. The brightness is amazing. The versatility is amazing. So check that out. I'm going to turn that off so you can see that.
Yeah.
So when you first turn it on, it's going to come on like that, and that's a bright light.
Right.
But that is actually just the mid setting, the medium.
That's not even on high.
Exactly. I hit it one more time, and look at the amount of light that you get.
They look like truck headlights.
Exactly. You know what they are? There are 110 individual LED bulbs in there. Yeah. And here's the other neat part about this light. There's no heat there.
See, that's...
Have you seen those big giant halogen work lights?
Dude, you could fry an egg on those things.
You absolutely can.
Yeah.
You know, when you're working around them, if you even bump your arm against them, they're extremely hot. So that is our high brightness. That is over 1,500 lumens of light that you're getting there. But the other neat part is I hit that again, and now I'm utilizing just one side. But that's where you're going to get 10 hours of runtime.
Of that light. You know, when you go camping, or if you're out on a boat, or if you're a fisherman, or you're a hiker, whatever, and you need extra light, because you can pop this in your backpack, this is the way to go. Now, the good news is that I think yours are the first eyes to see. This is brand new, right?
Brand new today.
So this is the first presentation. Bad news is that when we do this, we don't buy a lot of quantity, you know, because we want to make sure everybody is happy and likes it and thinks the idea is cool like we do. So we only bought 1,000. I am already down. My producer Rob says we're already down to 900. So people are jumping on this. I think more than anything else, this is the type of Father's Day gift that fathers love. Why? It's simple. It's something we use. You know what I mean? Like, listen, we don't need a tie. I don't even know if people wear ties that often anymore. Well, I don't around here. But boy, you know what? I can give you 50 different situations where I would need the light. We have hurricane season just started here in Florida.
Exactly.
Let me tell you, these things, you know, why people wait until there's a problem to buy a light like this is crazy. We get power failures all the time. Florida's a big fishing community. People go out on their boats and they want to have extra light to light up where they're, you know, doing their fishing or prepping their fish.
It's great for the outdoors,
If you're a camper and you want a lantern, but you don't want to have to light anything, and you don't have to conserve the batteries in your flashlight because you got to replace them the next morning. We'll never have to replace a battery, right?
No, exactly. Rechargeable battery. You're going to plug this in just like you do your cell phone, which I think is neat. But think about when we want a light. You know, many of us might have a small flashlight beside the bed, or maybe it's that light that you have. So if you need to go outdoors in the evening, or maybe it's late at night, you want to have a light. When you want to go outside, especially when you feel, you know, I don't know what's going on out there. I want to see what's happening in the dark. When you can grab something like this, now it just weighs a few pounds to grab this and go outside.
Right.
But when you can go outside and walk around your backyard, your property, and you can light up the entire area. Yeah, you feel, I mean, as a reading light and a work light, it's going to be perfect. But when you want a light to really light up the night when you're walking out there and you're saying, I wonder what's going on in the backyard, it is fantastic to have a light that really lights up that area. It is great. Now, one of the things I wanted to mention, that it also can be put on a tripod, on a stand, like those halogen, those super hot work lights that we were talking about. So you have that option as well. But a great light, and remember, it'll stand by itself, you know, just the different ways we have it right here. So sort of vertically that way, where you can make it even wider that way.
It articulates any way that you need it to work. So if you want to concentrate the light, you can do that by kind of wedging it in a little bit.
Right.
If you want to hang it from somewhere, you know, even from a tree outside, if you're working on something, whatever. But and look at how it just folds up and it packs away.
Exactly.
So,
great handle on there.
You can keep this in the trunk of the car, I think, as an emergency system.
Well, especially guys that do a lot of work. You know, you're out there in your truck and you're working in different areas. You're working early, you're working late. This is the perfect light, because it's like you said, you don't have to worry about batteries. You can charge this up. We're charging so many things with our cell phone these days. This is absolutely going to be perfect.
So about 850 left. If you'd like to get it, one more time, we're showing you the charging capacity on this. So if you have it on low, and this is after you've recharged it, it'll go 10 hours. So think about that. I mean, in an emergency situation, that's key. Medium, 6.5 hours. So you may want to use that when you're just chilling, cash, whatever you're doing. But if you're doing work and you want to concentrate that light, then, and I'll grab mine too, you can take this anywhere. And you know, if you look behind us.
I mean, check this area out right here. We have like that little living room setting right there. And oh, there, look at that when I shine that against the wall right here. When I talk about being able to really light up the night, I mean, look at that. Now, let's show it. I'm going to go to the lower setting. That is the very low setting. So I'll turn that off on to the medium. Then I'm going to hit that one on to full power. That is an incredibly bright light. Because we're lighting up that whole area back there, guy.
Well, it's like when when you're driving on the road, right? And you need to kick on the go ahead, light me up. When you need to kick on the high beams, that is ridiculous, and they will stay like that for 3.5 hours.
On that full power,
it's unbelievably. You can see there with as it lights up all the gray hair in my head. Let's light up Pete's gray hair instead. That's a little bit.
There's a lot of that as well.
But you can see just how bright this is when we hold it in front of us. You can't even look at it. That's how bright it is.
You're just going to feel great having this light around. I was on the medium setting. There's that high. Having this light, again, you talked about the hurricane season starting.
Yes.
All those different storms. But just as a summer fun light, this is going to be perfect. You're on that family vacation. You're going on that road trip. You want to do some camping. You want to do some fishing. You just want to spend more time outside. Having a big, powerful light like this is going to be perfect.
Yeah.
You're really going to love this light. So if we go through everything again, 3 light settings, over 1,500 lumens. If you think about your normal flashlight, you grab that pretty decent flashlight. It might be 100 lumens. Maybe. Even 200 lumens would be a very bright flashlight. With this, that doesn't weigh a lot. It's easy to hold in your hand. It's easy to put down on the table. Over 1,500 lumens. Yeah. That is an extremely bright light, and you don't have to worry about those batteries because it's rechargeable.
Take advantage of FlexPay on this. It's only $26.65. Listen, you can go buy Dad's things that you're kind of rolling the dice on with Dad's. Will he like it? Will he not like it? You know,
is it the right size?
Yeah,
this is the right size.
Buying him a sweater or a robe or something like that. It's like dads are pretty particular about that stuff. Probably not going to wear it anyway. But if you want to get something for Dad that's very usable, and I don't know why, but dads, you pretty much can always go right when you buy Dad some sort of a tool or some kind of a thing. You know, and here's the thing with this. You know, in a power failure, you're the hero of the neighborhood when you have this thing.
Yeah, exactly.
You walk around, everybody's going to see
in an
you.
Emergency, it is absolutely going to be perfect because it is rechargeable, because you can have those 10 hours, because indoors, you're only going to need one of these just to light up a room. But think about if you have a dad who's out there doing some boating and fishing, and he wants to get outside, and he wants to be able to do some, some hunting, and he's going up to the cabin in the mountains. This is a great light to have for all those things. If he's a guy who's working a lot early and late, keep this in his truck. A perfect work light. And don't forget, if you actually want to use it as a work light, it will mount on a tripod, so you can have it there and position this exactly where you want it when you're working. But when you're working up close, this is going to be perfect because you can position it however you want. If you're doing even something real close in your hands, that's going to be perfect as well.
It's ideal for that. It's $79.95 out of the gate. Brand new, haven't seen it before. If you want to get it home on FlexPay, it's $26.65. Peter, great job as always.
Thank you,
have shed
Guy.
some light on the situation here. And
we're going to light up Father's Day.
Appreciate that. Anyway, 603-564 if you want to pick it up. Thanks, Petey. Hey,